One of the most common topics in IELTS is related to the workplace. So in this lesson, you're going to learn 20 words related to the topic of the workplace. You're going to learn the meaning of each word. I'll also explain how to pronounce each word, and I'll show you some example sentences so you can see how to use each word in a natural way. To help you learn these words, I've created this free PDF booklet which you can download from my website. The booklet contains all 20 words from this video plus an extra 20 words as well, an extra 20 bonus words. So the booklet contains example sentences and definitions. Also includes a list of common collocations for all of these words. So you'll get 40 words in total. And at the back of the booklet are some practice exercises and some answers as well. So if you want this PDF booklet for free, look in the description for the link to the PDF. So let's look at the first of those 20 words, and it is colleague. Colleague. A colleague is a person who works with you in the same organisation or department. And in the photograph you can see two colleagues. They're working together looking at something on a tablet computer. You pronounce the second part of the word league, league, as in the Premier League, the Football League. Here are some example sentences. I often collaborate with my colleague on joint projects. My new colleague offered to help me settle into the role. I always support my colleagues when they need assistance. So some common collocations: you collaborate with a colleague. New colleague, that's a new person that's working with you in the same organisation or department. And when you help your colleagues, you support them. You're supporting your colleagues. So that's the word colleague, not to be confused with this word, which starts very similar, but then goes like this: college, college. So that's another word for a university, college and colleague. So these two words can often be confused because the spelling is only slightly different, as you can see. The next word is employment. Employment. Employment is having a paid job or work arrangement with an employer. And you put the stress on this middle syllable, ploy, employment. I am seeking full-time employment after graduating from university. Many graduates find it hard to secure employment these days. Employment rates have improved as the economy recovers. So some common collocations: we talk about full-time employment or part-time employment as well. When you get a job, you secure employment. And employment rates and the opposite, unemployment rates, are also very common collocations. The next word is salary. Salary. Salary is money paid to an employee each month or each year for doing a job. Salary. Here are some example sentences. She received a pay rise, increasing her monthly salary. They discussed salary expectations during the interview. So how much salary you can expect to get. I feel my salary does not reflect my experience. So we talk about monthly salary. You can also talk about a weekly salary or an annual salary. Salaries in the UK anyway are normally paid monthly. Salary expectations, something that might come up during a job interview. They might ask you, what are your salary expectations? So that's the word salary. And the next word is deadline. Deadline. A date or time by which something must be finished or submitted. So you're often given deadlines at work, and this person at work has got a deadline. They've got to get through this pile of paper before the deadline. Here are some examples. They worked overtime to meet the tight deadline. The project manager reminded everyone about the upcoming deadline. Missing a deadline can negatively impact your performance review. So you meet a deadline, and you can have a tight deadline if it's coming up very soon, and very similar meaning is an upcoming deadline. But you can also miss a deadline. You can meet a deadline. That's a good thing. But missing a deadline is a bad thing. The next word is workload. Workload. This man has a big workload, a heavy workload. He needs help. And a workload is the amount of work someone has to do within a given time. Here are some example sentences. She found her workload quite heavy during the busy season. I manage my workload by setting clear priorities each day. A lighter workload allowed the team to focus on quality. So we can often talk about a heavy workload or a light or a lighter workload. I think this man here has a heavy workload. That's why he needs help. And if you do have a heavy workload, you need to manage it. So you manage your workload by setting priorities or goals each day. The next word is promotion. Promotion. This is advancement to a higher position or rank in a workplace. So in the picture, you have a man who is getting promotion. He's moving to a higher position. Here are some example sentences. She celebrated her promotion to department manager last week. I hope to earn a promotion by getting noticed more. A sudden promotion can sometimes bring new challenges. Here is a good collocation that may come in useful in the IELTS speaking test. You can earn a promotion, and you hope to earn a promotion. You want to have it. Sudden promotion, something that sometimes happens to people, unexpected. Motion is how you pronounce the second part of the word. So this TI word sounds like sh, promotion, promotion. The next word is job satisfaction. This is a phrase, job satisfaction, and it means a feeling of happiness and fulfillment from one's work, from your own work. Satisfaction. Again, this TI makes the sh sound. So not satisfaction, but satisfaction. Some example sentences. Many employees say job satisfaction is just as important as salary. I achieved greater job satisfaction when my role became more creative. Low job satisfaction can lead to high staff turnover. So job satisfaction, this is a very common collocation here. Greater job satisfaction and low job satisfaction are common collocations too. The next word is recruitment. Recruitment. The T is, certainly when I say it, not pronounced because it's quite tricky with this TM. You can say recruitment, recruitment, but often that T is dropped because it's just easier to say in normal everyday speech. Recruitment. Recruitment is the process of finding and hiring new employees for an organisation. The recruitment team posted vacancies online to attract candidates. They used a recruitment agency to fill managerial positions. Effective recruitment strategies help build a strong workforce. So you can have a recruitment team or a recruitment agency. That's like an external company that finds managers for another company. And you can have recruitment strategies or an effective recruitment strategy as well. And the next word is teamwork. Teamwork. Teamwork is working together with others to achieve a common goal. For example, good teamwork helps projects finish on time and within budget. Our manager encourages teamwork by arranging team building activities, the dreaded team building activities, and strong teamwork reduces errors and improves overall quality. So it's work between a team of people, and you can have good teamwork, you can have bad or poor teamwork. Strong teamwork is similar meaning to good teamwork, and companies and managers can encourage teamwork by doing different things. And the next word is shift. Shift. Now this has multiple meanings, but in the sense of the workplace, it's a set period of work time, often used in places that run 24 hours or have different start times. So for example, in a hospital, people can be taken into a hospital at any point during the day or night, so you need to have people working in shifts over a 24-hour period, maybe 8-hour shifts or 12-hour shifts. And similarly in factories that are open 24 hours, which sometimes happens, people work shifts. You can work a night shift in a factory. A long time ago, I used to work a night shift in a factory. She works the morning shift at the hospital. He prefers the night shift because it is quieter. I know I did when I did a night shift. The company introduced a rotating shift pattern to cover weekends. So you can have a morning shift or a day shift or a night shift. Another useful phrase is workplace culture. The workplace culture. In this picture, it looks like a very formal workplace culture because they're all very serious and they're wearing suits. Workplace culture means the shared values, beliefs and practices within an organisation. So a supportive workplace culture boosts morale. Management tries to create a transparent workplace culture. Poor workplace culture can lead to high employee turnover. So some common collocations here. You can see supportive workplace culture. And you can create a certain type of workplace culture. Transparent here, but it could also be a formal or informal workplace culture. But you create a culture. And poor workplace culture is a negative collocation there. The next phrase is annual leave. Annual leave. This is paid days off from work, taken each year for holidays or personal matters. But in the picture here, it's related to holidays. You take an annual leave. Annual is over the period of a year. Some example sentences. She used 2 weeks of her annual leave to travel abroad. So she might have had 4 weeks over the course of the whole year, but she used 2 weeks to travel abroad. You need manager approval to schedule annual leave during busy periods. He saved his annual leave so he could have a longer holiday. So we often talk about scheduling annual leave, and you can save your annual leave so you can have a longer holiday later on. So some companies let you save annual leave for future years. The next phrase is performance review, the dreaded performance review. This is a regular assessment of an employee's work and contributions. So one of these people in the picture is having a performance review. The other person is the manager who is doing the performance review, who is carrying out the performance review. The manager scheduled my performance review for next week. That's an example sentence. She received positive feedback during her performance review. Performance reviews help me set goals for the coming year. So during your performance review, something can happen. You can schedule a performance review. And the next word is resignation. Resignation. This is when you leave a job. This is the act of leaving a job permanently by choice. You decide to leave. This is why she's happy. She's happy because she didn't like her job, so she decided to resign from her job. It was by choice. Some example sentences. He handed in his resignation after receiving another offer. She wrote a formal letter of resignation to the HR, Human Resources Department. Her sudden resignation surprised her colleagues. So you hand in your resignation. You might write a resignation letter. So you hand in your resignation letter. Here we have a letter of resignation. Sudden resignation. But when it's not by choice, it can be called a sacking. This is an informal word which means the act of dismissing someone from their job. Usually or sometimes because of poor performance or misconduct. You get sacked. It's a sudden act. The sudden sacking of the manager shocked the entire office. So maybe the manager had poor performance or misconduct and was suddenly sacked. The company faced criticism after the sacking of several long-term employees. Poor performance or serious misconduct can lead to the sacking of an employee. So you can have the sudden sacking of somebody. The sacking of, again, the sacking of an employee. And it's an informal word. It means the same as dismissing. Dismiss is a more formal word for sack, to sack somebody. So I would use this. You could use this in the IELTS speaking test, but if you were in the IELTS writing test, I would use the more formal word dismiss, dismissing. And another similar word is redundancy. Redundancy. So the stress is in the middle syllable here. Redundancy. Redundancy is a situation in which someone or some people is no longer needed at work, often due to cost cutting or downsizing. So a company will decide to do cost cutting or downsizing to save money, and they will have a redundancy program. Often it's a lot of people, not just one person, but several people are made redundant. The company announced redundancy plans due to a merger. So I would guess lots of people lost their jobs here. She faced redundancy when her department was eliminated. Redundancy pay helps employees during the transition period. Redundancy plans is a very common collocation, as is this. You face redundancy. That means you may become redundant, or you may lose your job in the near future. It's something you're worried about when you face redundancy, but it hasn't happened yet. But when you are made redundant, you are often entitled to redundancy pay. And the next phrase is probation period. Probation period. Again, this TI combination is pronounced sh. Probation. And the stress is here, probation period. This is a trial period to assess a new employee's suitability for the role. So it might last 4 weeks or 6 months. So during that time, your manager, your company will assess your ability for the role. He was monitored closely during his probation period. The company extended her probation period by 1 month. A successful probation period often leads to a permanent contract. So you can extend a probation period or even shorten it, and you can have a successful probation period as well. And the next word is internship. Internship. So the stress is on this middle syllable again. Internship. And these people are all interns. Interns. So an internship is a temporary position, often for a student or a trainee to gain work experience. An intern is normally a young person. So in a way, it's similar to a probation period. So an intern might have a probation period, but it normally refers to a young person, often straight out of university or school. She completed a summer internship at a marketing agency. His internship gave him valuable insights into the finance sector. Many internships lead to full-time job offers. So a summer internship is a temporary job, temporary internship over the summer. And the next word is pension. Pension. A pension is a regular payment made to retired employees, funded during their working life, or simply to retired people. If you're self-employed, you've got to make the pension payments yourself. She contributes monthly to her pension to secure her future. The company offers a generous pension scheme for all staff. He decided to retire early because his pension was sufficient. Generous pension scheme is what you hopefully get in a company. So that's a common collocation. And you contribute to your pension. The next word is flexitime. Flexitime. This is a very common word that was used more in the 1990s. It's kind of been replaced with this phrase, flexible working hours. So flexitime or flexible working hours is a work arrangement allowing employees to choose their start and finish times within agreed limits. So this person maybe is finishing at 4:30. Flexitime helps staff balance professional and personal responsibilities. She negotiated flexitime to accommodate her childcare needs. Companies with flexitime often report higher employee satisfaction. So you can negotiate flexitime. Companies with flexitime are common collocations. And that's the last of the 20 words related to the workplace. So I hope you found that useful. Remember, if you want more videos like this, subscribe to my channel.